Welcome back to Adding Content Part 2. Now we will start adding content below to the arrow section. You notice if I hover mouse to each text or module, it is editable and this makes it very convenient to work with Divi theme. So let's edit the H2 title by hovering the mouse on it and then click on module settings. If I select the text, we can see it is heading 2. Also, note that the text in the arrow section is extremely important when it comes to the SEO. So carefully add your main keyword in this section. Let's say this landing page is about online personal training. Then we add the word online to it. Select the whole text and align it to the right side. Perfect, it looks much better now. You can play around with the settings to see what works best for you. Once you confirm the text looks fine, click on this green check to save changes. Afterwards, always save your changes in case if anything happens. Further, invest in your health is a good line. Let's leave it as it is. And then we mention online personal trainer, training by Brandy Wright. Overall, all 3 lines are synced now. Great. Let's change the button text. Hover on the button and click on module settings. Delete the text and change it to get free consultation. At the moment, the button link URL part, we will leave it blank because later I will link this button to contact form and save draft. So we have completed adding content to the arrow section. And if a visitor visits the site, we'll see the information that it is Fit Me Online Personal Trainer site by Brandy Wright with the button Get a Free Consultation. Let's scroll down to the next section and add more content. It says one-on-one. We can always change it to one-on-two or any other number. Open the module settings. We can click on the text area and change it to 1-on-2 or 1-on-10. Anything you wish to. Feel free to update it to any number, but in our case, we will leave it as 1-on-1. Next line is training with Brandy Wright. You can replace it with your client's name. Further, we have dummy text in 3-column structure. We click on the column settings and we can see the column structure is set to 3-column structure. Let's change it to 2-column structure. But before that, let's delete the text module on the 3rd column. Perfect. Now we have remaining 2 text modules. Open the column structure settings and change it to 2-column structure. Great. Now we can see the 3rd column is gone and we have 2 columns aligned equally. Right now, both columns are filled with dummy text. Let's change it to original text. So we will start with the first left column and replace the left column text first. Open the module settings. Let's select the whole text and delete it. Now we will paste our meaningful text over here. Remember, I mentioned earlier that your write-ups should be ready, so it will be easier when you are developing the website. Select all the text and we can see it is set as H2. Let's change this to H3. Also, increase the text size and align it properly so we make sure it looks better. To do so, navigate to the Design tab. Select Heading Text. From here, select H3. Because we set the text as Heading 3, you can always change the font type and how it should look like. But in our case, I will keep it as default. Next, change the text to center align. Also, increasing the text size to somewhere 42 looks good. Now, let's change the alignment to the left. I guess it looks better. We will also increase the letter spacing. Let's try 1. Looks okay, but I guess 2 would be perfect. Yes, that's nice. Overall, it looks good. Much better than before. Save the changes and then save the draft as well. Now let's update the dummy text on the right side column. Open the module settings and let's bring the editor to the left side. Select and delete the dummy text and we will paste our own text. Save the changes We will link the book and assessment to a contact form later. Let's have a look what we have done so far. We have changed some text in the hero section. Here we have replaced the dummy text with real one. Now let's scroll down to the next section. In this section, we will go through the steps and how we can change the images to different ones. But before that, let me show you how you can download copyright-free images. You can use Unsplash or pixels.com. Head over to the website, which is called Unsplash. This site has thousands of copyright-free images. Let's search images related to fitness. Let's look for one that we want to download and use it. This looks okay. Now a quick note. Whenever you are downloading images from Unsplash, you can always choose to download an image in different size. For example, you can choose to download small, medium, large or original size. If your image is not covering a full section on your website, then it's best to download medium or small size instead of original or large size. The reason we do this, that it's easy to compress medium or small size images compared to original or large size. Looking at this image on the landing page, we can use small or medium size image. Let's just download the small size image. Locate the file in the Finder or the download section on your Windows. We can see the original file dimensions are 4000 by 8000 and the small file dimension is 640 by 960. As this image will be covering a small portion of the website, so it's okay to upload a small size. Even though the file size is small, I would still prefer to compress it. This is my favorite website, compressjpeg.com. This is the standard procedure for all the images that I upload on any website or landing pages. Before we upload this image on the landing page, we want to make sure to rename this image so it's SEO friendly. We don't want to upload something that is not readable to Google or does not make any sense to search engines. Let's suppose we are offering our services in Toronto, Canada. So what we will do is we rename the file to the trainer's name, which is Brandy Wright, online personal trainer in Toronto, Canada. This way the file is more SEO friendly and also relates to the business. Once the file is renamed, now we can upload it. Let's change this image with what we have downloaded from Unsplash. Open the module settings. Click on the gear icon settings. From the image library, click on Upload Files. Select File. This is the file we just renamed it. So select the right file and click to upload it. Also, don't forget to add alt text. Let's just say online personal trainer. Upload the image. Great, it looks good now. Save changes. I believe now you have a good understanding of how we can change an image on the landing page. If you have images from the client, it is always advisable to compress them before you upload them on the website. And as always, if you need copyright-free images, you can always head over to Unsplash or Pixels to get some copyright-free images. There are plenty of other settings for an image. Again, open Image Module Settings. Switch to the Design tab. Here we can change the alignment. If you want to have different alignment on desktop, tablet, and mobile phone, we can adjust the settings here. We can also change the size of the image. Under the border settings, we can change the border dimensions as well. There are too many settings for you to play around with and see which fits you well. You can even apply animation to this image. I suggest to play around with settings and adjust accordingly. Feel free to update the remaining images like what we just did. Let's move on to the next section. Certified Trainer. Let's update the text over here. Click on Module Settings. Drag the editor towards the right side so we can see the text. Once again, delete everything here. Similarly, we will update the text on the other two modules. Perfect. At this stage, we have replaced the dummy text from all three modules to the original text. Now, let's say we want to change the icon on the top of each module. It's very easy and simple to do. Open the module settings, Scroll down and select the image and icon settings. We are using an icon at the moment. So if I scroll down, we can see we are using this particular icon. We have hundreds of other icons and we can choose to select any of them to change with. If you notice, any of the icons that I'm selecting is also changing at the same time. You can scroll around for an icon or you can search for a specific one. Let's click on the cross sign to undo the changes. Now you have good understanding on how we can change the icons as well. Let's move on to the next section, which is this one. Over here, let's update the heading first. We can change it to benefits of Fit Me. Save changes. Below we have 4 different points. We will update them one by one. Also, we will update the icons. Let's delete the dummy text. We will paste our own text, which is to save time. Similarly, we will update the second one as well. Since we are here, I will update the icon as well. Like before, scroll down and click on image and icon settings. So let's search for an icon. Since it's about save money, we will search for an icon related to money. Well, the $sign looks more relevant. Save it. Similarly, we will change the icon for the first point as well. Under module settings, open image and icon and search for an icon related to time. I guess this looks more relevant. Save changes and we will update the rest. I will skip straight to the 4th point as you have grasped the idea of how to change it. And the last one is motivation. And we will select an icon related to it and save the changes. Awesome! I believe this section looks much better than before. We will connect the contact me button to a contact form later. So we will just leave it as it is. Now the landing page looks better and relevant. We have put our own text. We have updated and adjusted the text alignment and size, change images and more. Now we move on to the next section. Over here, the text looks good. We will not change it. This is the advantage of selecting a relevant theme. Most of the work is done already and you will save a lot of time. But of course, in real scenario, you will be changing most of these terminologies based on the client's demand. Moving on to the video gallery section. On top, we have the video player. If we go to the module settings, here we can set a video from YouTube or upload one. The video size is usually big, so it is not recommended to upload the video to your website server. Instead, upload the video on YouTube or any other video hosting site and you can import it via URL. Let's go to the settings of the first video. Here you notice this video is from YouTube as we can see the YouTube icon. Further, overlay is the cover of the video. It is advisable to set a good overlays. It will make your video gallery to look more professional. Now let's delete the current video and import one from the YouTube. Click on add video. On the left side, click on insert from URL. This is where we will paste the YouTube URL. Now let's open the YouTube and I will search for any random fitness video. Open the first video and copy the link. Now switch to the landing page and paste the URL here. There we go. We have the video from YouTube. By default, it will select the overlay or thumbnail from the video. The video is updated and the overlay is good. Now let's just save the changes. Let's exit the visual builder and navigate to the video gallery section to play the video. This is how the updated landing page looks like. Clean, professional and with some animation. So this is the video that we just updated. Let's click to play it. This is how you will import or update videos on your video gallery. Remember, upload your videos to video hosting site and always insert the videos based on their URL. If you try to upload the videos on the site, it will slow down your website loading speed tremendously, which is not advisable. Similarly, you can play around with other videos and update them like just what we did. Let's enable the visual builder to move on to the next section and to add more content. Similarly, each of the text area is different module. So if you would like to update any of the text, just head over to the module settings. Let's change the H2 text popular program to fit me popular programs. It is important to customize the content to your brand. Next, switch to the design tab to adjust the line height. Over here, open heading text settings. Select H2 as this is H2 text. Scroll down and look for the line height settings. Let's change it to 1.3. A little more, change it to 1.2. This looks much better. If you notice, the letter spacing is also off. Let's adjust the letter spacing as well. Let's decrease it to 0.17. Still doesn't fit much. So let's decrease it further to 0.14. Yup, I guess this looks much better. Now it's time to update. Open the module settings. Delete the dummy text and let's paste our own text. To get started button, we will connect it to contact us form later. Similarly, we will update the remaining dummy text on the right side. Starting with strength training, then mobility. The last one is weight loss. Perfect, save the changes, and at this stage we have completed the updates on this particular section. Now we will move on to the next section, which is client testimonials. As we can see, we have 3 different testimonials with dummy text. But we do not have any linked images to these testimonials. Open the first testimonial module settings. The name we will leave it as it is and change the testimonial text. So delete the text in the body section first. We will paste some real testimonial text here. Now let's add an image to it to make it look more appealing. To do so, let's upload some images. I will upload the following 3 images to set on each testimonial. Once done, select the first image and click on upload an image. This is the first image which is uploaded and it looks quite stunning in my opinion compared to before. Now let's go to the module settings and change the name. Let's say this is Sarah Robinson. Once done, save the changes. Let's update the second and the third one as well. Similarly, we will delete the dummy text and upload the new one. Further, scroll down and upload the image to this testimonial. Let's set this image and click on upload an image. Similarly, the same process applies to the third one as well. So this is how it looks once we have completed the third testimonial. Now over here at the bottom, there are some unnecessary space, so let's try to adjust it. Open the module settings, select the following quoted text and undo the focus settings like here. Also remove blank space from the bottom of the text. Now I believe it looks much better. Save the changes. Finally, you guys can notice the testimonial section looks much better than before. Now we move on to the next section, the pricing structure, and we will update it. In this section, we will update the price and other necessary information. We will start updating the dummy text from here. Let's suppose any of the text module or image module that is unnecessary, you can always feel free to delete it from here. Let's say if I want to delete this particular module, just click on delete. That's it, it's done. If you want to undo the changes, just press Command+Z on Mac or Ctrl+Z on Windows machine. Here we have 3 different pricing structures: Standard, Gold and Sports. Let's select the Standard pricing module and we will make changes to it. Under Pricing Table Settings, open Standard Gear Icon setting. First, we will change the title from Standard to Youth. Further, the pricing frequency we will change from hourly to weekly basis. Also, the price from $68 will change it to $99. We will also change the button text from Get Started to Enroll Now. Furthermore, we move on to the text area. We will delete the dummy text and add our own. Looks good. Perfect. Now similarly, we will update the second and third pricing structure. I will skip it because now we know how to update the pricing criteria. Perfect. All three pricing structures are updated and looks much better. The Enroll Now button, we will link it to contact form later. Moving on to the below line, we will update it to Terms and Conditions Apply. Save changes and move on to the next section. Over here, let's update the module dummy text. Once done, save the changes. So below are the items mentioned, what you get, like personal training pass, one-time consultation, and what are the things included with the check sign, and what are the things are not included with the cross sign. You will notice each of these modules are editable and you can feel free to edit the module or delete the entire row. Also, from each module we can update the tags. So for example, we want to change gym access to gym class access or gym floor access. We can also change the icon from check to cross sign. This is pretty much it for this section. This is how we update the information over here. Now let's suppose you want to add an additional row. This is also possible. What we can do is basically we can duplicate the existing row. Click on this sign to duplicate the row. Now let's select the entire row and drag it down. Great! Now we have new row to add more information. Let's update the information. Maybe we want to call this row a twin class. So we have gym access, we have 15 minutes consultation, but one-on-one coaching is not included. Maybe we want to give everything here. Let's select the module settings of one-on-one coaching. Under image and icon, change the icon to check mark. That means it is included. But you notice the color is still grayed out. Let's change the color to white. Navigate to the Design tab. Under Image and Icon Settings, change the icon color to white. Great! Now all three of them are same. Save the changes and this is how it looks like. Now let's move on to the next newsletter section. You can delete the newsletter section if you don't plan to keep it. But if you do, then let's start changing the dummy text. Let's say join our monthly newsletter to get access to early promotions. We promise that we won't spam you. Great, save the changes. Next, we will link the newsletter to an email service provider like MailChimp or GetResponse. Open the module settings. Scroll down to the email account. Select the email service provider. Then click on Add. Over here, we will add the account name and the API key. You can find these details on your email service provider account details. Once you do, it will verify your given information. After confirming the authentication, you will notice that now we can select a list. This is the list from email service provider. That will store the email account information. Well, a lot to grasp here. I will create a separate class on how we can set an email automation to newsletter. Save the changes. Alright guys, this is the end of this lesson. See you in next lesson.